Welcome to the series of Medlic tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to look at some of the very basics of understanding how to use Medlic. To begin with, when you first start up Medlic after installation, it comes up like you see here. It shows Medlic 30 at the top. That's the name of the database, and it's for Medlic 3.0. It's the sample database just to get you training. It comes up with just a file menu up here on the toolbar. There's 3 other toolbars we can add. And then it shows you this 1 through 15 list and the selector here for corresponding to which list you want to use. And you can open a folder, edit a folder, and then there's some very basic information here on how to contact us, our web address, email, phone numbers, and postal address. This presentation right here is more DOS-like than we would normally use. So the first thing I would recommend we do is switch to Windows interface. So we click List, and notice if we just click on List multiple times, it brings up List and takes it away. So the list include the folder list over here. It has Medlic at the top, which is the same as Home, and again we can click on Home and it takes us right back to where we were. Let's click on List again, and then it has the same things here 1 through 15 that we have over here on the right. If we click on Patients, it lists out our list of patients. If we click on Referrals, Doctors, Hospitals, Fee Schedules, we have none, Procedure Codes, Place of Service, these are already pre-installed in every database, and everybody's going to by default be using the Medicare codes. Insurance carriers, diagnosis codes, modifiers if you have them, type of service. Then we have office reports, office labels, billing, some helpers, and the appointment scheduler. Okay, let's start back up here at the top with patients. We have a little plus sign to the left of it. That means there's additional information underneath that. Same with doctors, procedure codes, insurance, diagnosis. Down here underneath these others, office reports, labels, billing, helpers, appointments, they also have little plus signs. These are used to indicate again that there's additional information underneath each one of these. For instance, underneath office reports, we can see we have a bunch of different types of office reports. Notice how the little tooltip pops up because we can't see the whole thing, except for like underneath user activity. When you can see the whole thing, the yellow thing doesn't pop up. If we get to like one of these other ones, see it pops up. If you want to make this wider, the folder list, you can hold your cursor right here and just grab it, mouse left click down, and slide. Okay, make it wider so now you can see all the office reports. We can click on these, and notice as I click on one of these down here, this changes. Report type, or I can come over here and say billing versus payment, and this will follow me. Okay, so we have a bunch of different reports, and there's different options for each report. The same holds true for office labels. We can print labels for your envelopes for whatever reason, and these can be customized to print more than just labels. And then we have billing, which has patient and insurance billing. This is what we call our batch billing. And then we have a section called helpers, where we can enter in some zip codes and some things related to box 21 and some comments, just little things that help us get things going. And then our appointments for different days a week, a number of weeks. I'll just show you. 1 day, 3 day, work week, and so on. Okay, underneath these up here, diagnosis codes, it has our list of diagnosis codes. And see how it shows the code, the description, the cross-reference, and some other information. Then we have diagnosis financials, which breaks it down by code, by year, by month for that code, and gives us how many times we've seen patients and what our billing is. And then it tallies it up. Okay, that's enough for that. And the same kind of thing for insurance, for procedures, for doctors and patients. Then at the top we have our menu. Notice that we have a pull down here, and it has new and open for whatever folder we're on. See, it says diagnosis code, also says database. If you look, we're still on diagnosis codes. If we change to patients, you see it's file, new patient, open patient. We still have database, open database. We have a copy to, which is very similar to file save as in Microsoft Word or other Windows products. Copy to, the difference between that and file save as is it copies the entire database to a location but leaves us in the database that we're in. Whereas a file save as, if we copied it to, let's say, Medlic data, a file save as would change the database then to Medlic data. then we have a print preview and some other print options, save to file, which will come back on these, and a sample database, and a backup data. Folder has some options, list of the folders. If we hide our folders, we can always come up here and we have a list of all the folders, and we can go directly into a folder. Like we can go edit hospital, brings up the find box, click the hospital, and in we go to that particular category. Okay, tools are some tools we need, some shortcuts. Options will be one of the first things you'll be using. Programs, we can have our standard window types programs will pop in here, and we can add additional things on as well through the add-in manager. Windows will show us what windows we have open. For instance, if I go back and open up a patient, and we'll go into David Bendler, and he comes up, and he's off the screen for most of you. David Bendler, and now if I come back here to Windows, we see that David Bendler's on there. I could also come over here and select a doctor to edit doctor. I only have one doctor to edit. He comes up. Now look at our Windows list. It has the patient and the doctor, so I can go back to the patient easily. Then we have the help screen. We have help about. It tells us what our product version is, when it was built, and our registration information, and it gives us contact information, and we can click and directly go to emailing a question about MedLook, or go directly to our website. Help registration will help us register the product. We're ready to do so. And then we have tips locally installed. If it came off a CD or on our web, you can go directly into the manual. You can directly connect back to MedLook if you have a 6-digit PIN. And we've already gone over these. In a nutshell, that's the very basics of MedLook, and we'll continue further on our next tutorial. We hope that this was helpful. Good day.